So hello everybody. I'm Beatrice Casati from Casati Flock, and
I'm Stefano Casati, founder of Imagine by Casati.
so we are here today with a project that is called Denim Euphoria project. So we brought a chair printed in with a 3D technology that comes from the textile waste, especially from denim waste. So now we will go on with a short video just to show you the project, and then we will go deeper into details. Okay, so the project wants to tackle one big problem that maybe every one of you are aware of, that is textile waste. So we put a beautiful image of the Duomo since we are at Milano Design Week, but we wrote something. If you can imagine, can you imagine tons of textile waste in front of your eyes every day? Because we are not able to see it, but this will be the result. So our main focus with this project is to bring a technology and a solution to one of the biggest problems that we have actually right now in the world, but that is very far from us. I don't know if every one of you heard about the biggest textile waste desert in Atacama in Chile, or in Ghana, where everything from Europe and from all over the world drops in. So it's very far from our eyes. But since we are a company, a textile company, we are a small Italian company based in Italy since 70 years old, more than 70 years. If you can skip, yeah. So we produce textile powder, and actually our origins comes from the textile waste. So we start, our grandfather started the business from the textile waste of the cotton. So they looked at the solution to reuse this powder from waste to bring this powder to new application. So they developed since every year all this technology, and for this occasion we thought to go back to the origins, since we are tackling a big problem, as I said before, and also the European Commission, as maybe most of you knows, that are putting a lot of effort in tackling the problem and finding new solution. So we thought, okay, we work for the textile industry, we work for the fashion brands, we produce this powder coming from raw materials, for example, polyester, nylon, viscose, and we said, okay, maybe we can go on and switch to recycled materials, since we use in our company a lot of recycled material, but for different applications that are very small right now, because mainly most of the fashion brands wants to go on with the sustainability and recycling, but they're quite far from putting all the recycled fibers inside the collection, not just the capsule, but we want to scale up this. So we put our technology, that is the pulverization. So we pulverize any kind of material from textile, so silk, wool, linen, nylon, polyester, any kind. In this case, we choose the denim, since for us, I think is the most iconic textile that we have in the world. And for the design week with Materially Now, we said, okay, we can put together one textile iconic, and we developed the chair that we asked to Stefano with the creative direction of Stefano Casati, to bring this chair coming from the textile waste. So we used our technology to, so we took the textile scraps that you see already in the video, we pulverized them, so we obtain a powder that is the same color from the denim, the same without doing anything. So we recover actually everything from this waste, and we put this powder in a right now is just a small percentage in the granules, in plastic granules, to give the colors. That's why we call this project Denim Euphoria, a chair that takes the color from the iconic blue jean. And then with this palette, we asked to Stefan, okay, what we can do for the design week. And we said, okay, we can create an iconic design object that is the chair. So we asked also Stefano to work, because he works with AI and parametric design. So we said, okay, we can merge all together different application from industrial side, AI, everything that we heard every day today. So this for us is a big project that wants to show you how industrial companies can easily do projects with the technology that we have. So there is actually a solution through the industry that we have in Italy and all over the world. So now we'll let Stefano explain about more the chair and the project about AI and everything.
So, thank you. Thank you, Beatrice. So the reason why we decided to do a chair is because everybody owns a pair of jeans and everybody owns a chair. Nobody owns a chair made out of jeans. So we thought, how can we play with the shape, with the color, with the texture, with the elements that characterize the textile and typical of chairs. And we went through a process with AI. So there is a lot of talk about AI. We basically went through an AI exploration that was really fun, and we looked at many different shapes, many different options. Once we selected the one that was closer to the capabilities of the end goal, so we were sure that we were able to print with all the constraints, we then started modeling. We did an iterative process where we were looking at how to standardize and reparameterize the chair and to optimize all the surfaces and look at the ergonomic and proportion and different things that AI doesn't really do for you. And then we went to 3D printing. So the first iteration, we had like really a lot of fun, different chairs, different shapes, that all of them might be interesting, but very few can actually be then realized and brought to reality. So you have to be quite cautious about, like, when you think about AI, it does just the beginning of the process. Once you get all the way to the end, you have to be conscious of what are the limitations from material aspect, from technological aspects, for many different reasons. So we went through and picked the bottom, on the last line, the third one. And that we started, it's this process of going back and forward between the model, with the producer, to understand what are the limitations, what is the machine capable of doing, is it the right technology, what are the pros of using certain technology. 3D printing with the robotic arms, you probably have seen the robot next door. It's exactly the same robot that printed the chair. Of course, having a different geometry that might be a bit unusual created a lot of issues. We were printing at 45 degrees in order to maintain the curvature and then have different loops, so the material didn't have a lot of time to settle and cool down to welcome the second layer. So we had to work a lot on the hardware and the software in order to deliver the chair. And that's the final piece. Of course, it's a prototype. We have a lot to learn. We learned a lot, and I think it's a great starting point. We wanted to bring a chair also to show a concrete application. So it's not just an abstract idea, it's something that we can do today. We can do it in small quantity, so it's only 10% at the moment. We can go higher, or you can find different uses. So this is one, and Beatrice probably didn't mention the powder that is from denim, so at the step 2. So once you pulverize, that powder can be repurposed in many different ways. So through paper, as you can see, the flowers, they are made out of denim paper. You can use it to decorate and create like a velvet.
Yeah, it's a flock technology. So our main business is the flocking process. So actually, our powder is used by industries that applies this powder on different surfaces, mainly textile or I don't know, maybe automotive internal parts, everything that you feel like velvet. Sometimes it's not velvet as a textile, but it's this powder that is applied on any surface that can be wood, metal, textile, any kind, and you can actually replicate the velvet touch in actually with more ideas, different colors, so it's quite versatile. So this was what Stefano was saying is that is one of the things that you can do with our technology, and our effort is to bring all the industry together to create big supply chain to scale up this problem that we have in terms of waste around the world. So if you can.
I think that's it. But yeah, so basically that. Thank you for your time and thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah. Unless there are any questions. No. Well, I am a little bit curious about, so your application, how much do you use denim powder in normal applications? So because you mentioned that the core business of the company is using a number of materials you mentioned. You did mention cotton, which is based for denim. But so how much do you do out of denim for real life, apart from this project? And also, how much do you start from recycled textiles for your pulverization processes?
Okay, so this is a good question because everyone is talking about recycling. Us as a company, we basically, the biggest part of our portfolio in terms of fibers is 60% of raw materials, virgin one, because the market requires higher standard in terms of resistance when we apply the powder, because if you apply on a textile, you need resistance in terms of abrasion, in terms of wet abrasion, also standard abrasion, in terms of coloring, the light fastness and everything. But right now we are around 30% of our production in terms of recycling. For example, one thing that no one knows, I don't know if you looked at the Christmas trees that have as the fake snow. So most of the fake snow that you see around is polyester, but from Casati Flock we recover cotton scraps, 100% white. So our snow is actually 100% recycled from this waste, and we put on the Christmas trees for Christmas. And regarding the denim, actually is a project that we started 2 years ago because cotton, denim is cotton, of course, but no one until that moment thought about denim in creating a flock about denim. But we started doing also Premiere Vision here in Super Studio, Premiere Vision Denim, where we built this project. And actually we are following this path because, as I said before, denim in our opinion is iconic and it can be easily understandable by everyone. Because as Stefano was saying, our idea is everyone has a pair of jeans. So it's easily to to connect these things to everything and can keep it in mind to the people. So right now with the denim, we are growing a little bit because it's new. So everyone is,
right.
Of course, we have a lot of requests. We work, for example, with a lot of paper maker. For example, those flowers are made with paper that is with recycled denim inside. And in paper, actually, what you can have that is very interesting is that you lower the percentage of cellulose, the standard one, the virgin. So you put the cellulose from denim, so you can actually save raw materials
Right,
to
of
create
course.
new paper, of course.
And how much the flocking technology is used, you mentioned in textile itself.
Yeah.
For some reasons, when I met you the first time, which was 1 year ago, I knew nothing about flocking. I thought flocking was only for hard surfaces.
Yeah.
But there is like a velvety effect that you also get on textiles without them going into the actual velvet texture, right?
For example, our main business is in textile, packaging, automotive, also cosmetics. For example, if you look at the lip gloss, for example, the head of the lip gloss is made out of flock. Also, the tampons that we did for COVID, during COVID we worked because we are the main supplier for making the head of the swabs, because actually they replace the cotton with the flock because it can get 3 times more and can release, so it gets 3 times more the bacteria and then it can release 10 times more in terms of analysis. So actually flocking, it can be used in technical application, but also fashion or less technical, I would say.
Right. Okay.
So
Thank
it's
you very
quite
much.
wide.
Yeah.
So you can, easily look now that you may heard about flock, so you can easily go around and say maybe this is flock or not. So
Good. Any other questions? No. Okay. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
thank you.